It's that time again. Let's have a chat. So today we are blessed with the presence of the Flatrate Master. Michael, how you doing today?
Doing awesome. Great to be here.
Thank you so much for coming in to chat. And today I'd like to chat a little bit about, and you are obviously familiar with this because of your name and your channel name. But yeah, I want to talk about Flatrate versus, you know, a wage system with a bonus structure. And these are typically the most common things that you would find in the mechanics world for pay structure. And well, you've already done a video on this in particular. So let's get your 2 cents out of the way just briefly right from the get-go. And I want to let everyone that's watching this know this isn't a debate. This is just, you know, opinions, right?
Either one works great. I mean, it's some guys just can't handle the pressure of flat rate. It just, you know, they feel, you know, like pressure's always on them. So it just doesn't work for some guys. But when it comes down to it, doesn't matter how you get paid. It's the number on the check at the end of the week.
Yeah, that is definitely the most important thing. That's why we go to work in the first place, right?
Yeah.
So, like, currently I'm on the wage structure with a bonus system, and you know, I think it's working out okay for me in my situation. I haven't ever worked on the flat rate system, but one thing that we focus on, because we are on that structure, is us as technicians in my shop are constantly looking at our productivity, which is similar to what a flat rate technician would be doing, and going, you know, each ticket I'm going, how much am I getting out of this? You know, are there certain recommendations that would benefit me, but you know, while always keeping it, you know, kosher. We're not out there to just make our tickets big. We're out there to actually do repairs. And you know, just thinking about that, the worst thing for either of us to see is an oil service on a brand new car. I mean, you're just doing that oil change.
Yeah.
You're a lube tech at that point, right?
I mean, you're not, you're not even getting an air filter out of that one.
Right. So, like, do you think like there's all kinds of technicians out there currently, with different ways of working? You know, you have diagnosticians that are, you know, either just learning what they're doing, or, you know, they're refined, but, you know, sometimes these kind of jobs, it's really hard to sell diagnosis. So do you think in that case that maybe the wage structure could benefit those kind of technicians better, or do you think maybe flat rate is more of an incentive to push them to be better with their diagnosis?
Flat rate is definitely an incentive to be better at diagnostics, because you get, you know, most shops that I'm familiar with, it's 1 hour. You know, 1 hour flat fee, that's what you get. Whether you got to pull out a scope, whether you got to, you know, spend 2 hours chasing down a module shutting down, or so you definitely get good and efficient at figuring out a direction really quickly and going at it. But on this other side of it, you can lose your butt on, you know, that nightmare. You know, you're 5 hours in and you still haven't figured it out yet. You know, it is what it is. You know, 90% of the time you get a check engine light, it's, you know, oh, O2 sensor's bad, put a new one in, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah, or you might end up with, like, you know, the really hard to diagnose evap code that just has to be cleared.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, you're hooking a smoke machine to it, you're testing, and of course, you know, it's an intermittent code, so right now it's all sealed, so you got to figure out, well, I'm not going to be able to make it fail, what do I do?
Exactly, and that's why I say it's really hard to sell more diagnostics, right? So you call up the customer and you say, I need more time, and they're like, well, you know, I'll just take it to the other shop, They'll figure it out in an hour.
Yeah.
Not and it's because they don't know, right? They don't know what it takes to do this. But like we all know that the guys who specialize in brakes and suspension, when you get those guys in Flatrate, and you're just gonna kill it, right?
Yeah, but they make a lot less than a diagnostic guy as far as their hours, and as far as what they make per hour.
That is correct.
I to give you a simple example, I mean, I'm not talking specifically, but technician B could be turning 60 hours and I could be turning 30 hours and making more than he does just because of my rate.
Right. And that comes with the skill level that you acquire over time.
Yeah. So I mean, the guy hanging, brakes and ball joints all day long might be making a ton of hours, but a lot of guys can do that.
Yeah.
Not a lot of guys can pull a car in with a CAN system problem and diagnose it and fix it right.
Or the guy that pulls in a big diesel truck and it needs head gaskets. It's a big job, but he can pull it off in less than book time.
Yeah. No, I mean that those guys are much more valuable and thus should be paid more. You can get a kid out of tech school to hang brakes and do ball joints.
So you think like with the wage and bonus structure, do you think that it equates at some point, or do you think that once you reach a certain skill level that Flatrate would probably be a better option for a technician?
It's all in how it's structured. I mean, either way is you have a good base salary or hourly rate or whatever, and then you've got a good bonus structure, can wind up being the same as a similar skill level tech doing Flatrate. It's all what comes down at the end of the day is what you pay. So whatever your pay system is, it comes down to how much you take home. So I base my videos on Flatrate because that's what predominantly is in the United States is Flatrate. But any technician can make the same amount of money no matter how they're paid. I mean, a guy on salary with no commission can negotiate a pay system to make as much as a guy on Flatrate turning 60 hours every week.
But and then it's also a risk assessment too, right? So some technicians they see okay, well, slow time's gonna come around this time of year every year, and if I'm on a Flatrate system, maybe I'm not that great with my money. I need to be on a salary system or a wage system where at least I show up for work and I get paid for the hours that I'm there.
Yeah, but you lose that bonus structure, so you kind of might balance out.
Yeah, so
chances are in Flatrate, you're not going to turn 0 hours.
So in the end, like a successful technician, whether working on the Flatrate system or on a well-negotiated salary, or not salary, but wage structure with a bonus system, could kind of be almost a zero-sum game where it's like plus minus zero.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right. So it really just depends on the employer that you're talking with, and what sort of system that they want to put together.
Exactly.
I know that there's a rare system that you don't see very much, and it's probably more with like municipal fleet maintenance kind of thing, where you'll see like a salary system.
Yeah.
Where and to be honest, like I've never done that job, but I kind of see it as like, well, if there's nothing to be fixed, you just standing there.
I actually did a video about pros and cons of working in a fleet shop tonight.
Oh, did you? Okay. Well, I'm sure that'll actually go up before this video goes up. But yeah, that was kind of one of the things that I've always thought about working in a fleet shop. I get stir crazy, so yeah, it would probably drive me nuts just standing waiting for stuff to break.
You stay busy at a fleet shop because there's, you know, hundreds of cars or trucks or whatever.
Right.
One of the problems is it's, you know, a lot of times it's changing oil and doing tires and just the, you know, a lot of the BS that real technicians don't want to deal with.
Right. So yeah, it's a lot of just general maintenance.
Yeah.
Not a lot of actual repairs.
Yeah.
I can see that being a thing. So, Michael, I just want to say thanks for joining us for this conversation today, and hope to have you back soon.
Awesome. I'd love to do it.
And we'll see you again soon. So if you guys like what you're seeing, hit that subscribe button. If you're feeling generous, hit that like button. If you want to be a part of the conversation, leave a comment down below. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next one.